Hello, gorgeous souls. How are you doing? Welcome to this beautiful sunny Tuesday morning here in the UK. And I decided to go live in the group today rather than any other way, and just be with you all if anyone's going to join me live or if you're going to catch on the replay. And I'll also post this to YouTube as well. So hello to you on YouTube if you're watching the replay. So before we dive into what I want to talk about today, I want to let you know, in case you haven't heard, about the very, very exciting free Soul Wealth Challenge that's coming up on Monday the 19th of August. We start on Monday the 19th with 2 days of training, me popping in here live in the group, really sharing some incredible, yummy, scrummy, nourishing things from the wellness tree to help you and your soul to really toe dip into the wellness tree and how it can support you to almost have like a soul detox and reset, which is just going to be so gorgeous because you know, just thinking about how busy life is, how distracted we all are, and it can feel like we are just wanting to live this life of presence and clarity and soul-filled, gorgeous habits. And it can feel like there's no time, we're pulled from pillar to post, and it can feel so challenging to remain balanced and find calm and really maintain that inner resilience and that inner strength to really stay committed to what's important to us, this real soul wellness. And so the challenge, the free challenge, is going to help you to have this kind of detox. We'll go through the different life areas of the tree, the branches. It's what I call the crown, you know, where we want to really cultivate and create this gorgeous juicy fruit, so your soul wealth in every single branch, every single life area. And it's a journey, it's an adventure, and we get to do it together. So we start on Monday the 19th, 2 days of live trainings. The challenge itself is going to be for 15 days. So then it's over to you to implement, to start your adventure, to get back on track, really wherever you are, whether you're wanting to live an alcohol-free, sugar freedom journey or release some other habit or pattern or cycle that you want to break. You'll also have accountability with me for 15 days, so that will just work on Messenger. I'll just be checking in with you, seeing how you're getting on. And if you need some extra support at the end of the challenge, I'll be also making a gorgeous invitation to join Soul Wealth, our group, our paid group program. There'll be prizes as well. There'll be lots of amazing things. So I'm going to be sharing about that more going forwards. But mark your calendars. We start Monday the 19th right here in our private group. So today I am talking about getting back on track with your soul health, really during this holiday season, but not, sorry, I'm just taking my slippers off here. I like to have bare feet on the ground, even though it's carpet. It's even if it's not the holiday season, this is for any time, because I have been, you know, I understand in this group we're all on different places, we're doing different things. Some are wanting to live an alcohol-free lifestyle, some are finding sugar freedom, some are just playing and exploring with sobriety, not quite sure where they're going with that. It's all part of the journey, and some of you may have that already in place. You're where you want to be, but you really want to maybe connect deeper. Maybe you've got this calling within to connect even deeper, to really stay consistent with your healthy habits, the things that really feed your soul. And that is the challenge for all of us. And I know exactly what it's like. I know how frustrating it can feel, particularly with addiction. I think when we're trying to really break patterns that have been there since childhood, maybe like me, you were eating sugar, binge eating, like from the age of 5, maybe not. But then later on for me, it was the alcohol, and then it was the sugar again. So it's like we're always trying to break some kind of pattern, even if it's just scrolling on our phones, or just becoming more conscious with how we are communicating in the world, how we're showing up in the world. It plays out in all of our different life areas. And one thing I'm really noticing and loving is noticing how the people in our lives are our teachers, our loved ones, people we meet out on the street, in the shops, standing in the queue, having a chat with a stranger maybe, something we read, something we see online. And it could be the message that we really needed to hear in that moment. It could be that we have been wandering around with this question in our heads, like, what's my next move? Who do I need to connect with? What should I do? And we're kind of sitting with this question, and then suddenly someone will say something. It happens a lot with me and my husband. He'll very often say the answer to something that I've been thinking, and I'm like, oh, and I have this kind of little smile on my face as I'm like, yeah, that was meant for me. I completely hear that. And usually it's kind of a truth, a very honest, hard truth. And we don't always like what we hear, but we know it's the truth. And I think this is one of the greatest lessons about, especially when we're wanting to create deep change that feels really difficult, like leaving alcohol, like leaving sugar, however that is for you. It can feel like it pulls at every part of us. And I remember so many times when I was literally frustrated, crying, angry, like, why can't I just do this? Why can't I stop drinking wine at the weekends or every night? Why can't I just leave the sugar alone? Why can't I just feel my anger and not have to go and react on it or whatever? And I want to share with you actually something that's really helped me, and I couldn't do it before. I kind of had to get to this place to be able to implement this, but it's almost like I can now view myself. So hang on, how do I want to say this? I can remember being so emotionally in the feeling of anger, of frustration, of feeling like I was in this pit. And I went through so many of those kind of day ones, stopping drinking, thinking, right, this is it now, party for one at the weekend, come Monday, this is it, I've got to really do this, I've got to make this work. And if I couldn't, then I'd failed, and I kept spinning in this cycle for years. And then I did the same thing with the sugar. But what really, really helped is when I let go a bit of, and just made it not mean so much. And of course it meant a lot to me, of course, but it was almost like saying, oh well, it's happened, just keep on trying, keep on going. That's the only thing that I can say. And maybe I don't know where you are with this, let me know, because we're all on different places with this, but it's the flow is coming to me. Flow, it's like we get into flow, things are going really well, we think we've got it, and then something happens. Something will trigger us, or something will happen, or we It's a mood or a person or a place or something will happen. And we press the effort button, and it could just be that we're really tired, we're really exhausted. We start this kind of slippery slide and we think, I'll just get takeaway tonight. I'm just too tired to cook. You know, even though I was going to go home and I was going to cook this healthy meal, it's like, oh, I'm exhausted. So we do that, and then we feel rubbish. This is just something that's coming to me that used to happen to me, still does sometimes. And then I'll make another choice that doesn't feel so good, and then another, and then I think, oh, like, stuff it, I have blown the whole thing. And then I'd go into this terrible pit. Now, I don't do that anymore. I still slide sometimes, not with alcohol, but I do still slide with the sugar. And I've got to a place now where, yeah, it happens still sometimes, but it doesn't go anywhere near where it used to, and I don't beat myself up about it. Yes, I feel disappointed in myself. I do feel disappointed, and I know that it's down to me to plan effectively. Really, like, planning, honestly, planning ahead is so key, and it takes effort. It takes effort, and sometimes, you know, we don't. But honestly, I think the planning, if we can get that planning and get into a rhythm and flow with the planning, then we can fast forward our thinking and know just how much better we feel when we stay on track, when we stay in flow. We really want to make an easier path for ourselves. So I used to find myself slipping back, tripping up, wobbling off track, getting back on track, going along, and then, you know, I'd go forwards and then backwards, and that is the journey. It's not a straight line. It's not from here to there, we've done it. It's this journey where we're really getting to find out who we are. We're building that resilience, thinking of failures as stepping stones, because every time, you know, I call it failure, and we need to embrace this. We need to know that it's not failing, it's feedback, it's a lesson, and it's to help us grow, right? I'm thinking of the trees, the wellness trees outside. They have to learn such a lesson of patience. It's slow growth, just knowing that we're in this, our soul journey, for the long haul. So how amazing that we get to experience these growth lessons on our journey. So we need to bring, you know, to stay in flow, and this is for me as well, we need to really slow everything down in our lives, create simplicity, really surrendering to the path, the outcome, like living lightly, traveling lightly with the simple things. This comes down to what we work on in the wellness tree with route 1, really knowing why, what's important to you, what are your standards, what's important, what are your values, and holding these like so close to your heart. This is who I am, this is what I live by. And when I first stopped drinking, which was nearly 8 years ago, I didn't know this stuff. I didn't know who I was without drinking wine all the time or numbing out on sugar. I literally didn't know who I was. I had no hobbies. I didn't know what I liked. So I remember feeling like I'd landed on Earth surrounded with bags, black sacks of all my stuff, and it's like, well, here you go, get on with it. And it's this slow unpicking of just nudging yourself forward, trying things, exploring, different experiences, really kind of stretching outside of our comfort zone. Being open to opportunities as well. We need to really trust that we will get there. And maybe as you look at where you are now, you can look back on your life and just see all the amazing things that you've done in all your life areas, all of the incredible things that you have done, that you have achieved, and how that's built you as a person, how that's really built that resilience. Really tuning into who you are. Underneath all of the thoughts, all of the beliefs, all of the stories, all of who we think we are, the truest soul part of ourselves is the one that is sending us the whispers, it's sending us the nudges. That's truly us. It's like, go here, go there, send that message, send that email, ask that question, drive to that new place. You never know what you might find. And this is where things get so exciting and magical. When we stop the numbing out, drinking, over drinking, when we stop binging, having a bad relationship with food, or scrolling, or staying small in general and just living really disconnectedly, if that's the word, life then is so small and it's so closed, and it's very small, scary, doesn't feel good. I immediately think of my anxiety that I used to have and how triggered I felt all the time. Whereas when we choose to let go of these things, we support our nervous systems and we open our minds to possibility, trying things, experimenting, exploring, tapping into the inner cheerleader, life becomes so much more expansive, and we get our seeds. We get our seeds and we notice actually we can do hard things. We see the days notching up. Oh, I did a really conscious weekend, a week, a holiday, whatever the thing is, and we then build the self-trust. We get confident. We go do the things, the scary things with knocking knees, we do them, and then we're like, oh my God, I feel so good, I did this. We're proud. We're proud of ourselves, and this gives our brain evidence. And we really head onto this journey with a sense of, well, things are dying off. It's almost like we're shedding our skin, several skins maybe, of what no longer serves. We're letting that go, knowing it's a grieving period, knowing it's endings and beginnings. With endings come beginnings, and we get this sense of new beginnings, new energy, fresh, new energy. It's why I'm excited about this challenge coming up, because it's going to really help to infuse our group with a gorgeous burst of like rebirth energy, reinventing ourselves, really claiming like, this is what I want, this is who I am, and I am just going to go for it. It's time to create this new reality. It really, really is. And so with this holiday season that we're in now, maybe you are feeling it. Maybe you're feeling really fizzy, what I call fizzy, unbalanced, ungrounded. Maybe you have a hangover, sugar hangover. Perhaps it's just stuff, general cloudiness. You're just not feeling good in your body. Maybe you're feeling like heavy. You're so tired. You're just like, oh, I just want space and freedom to breathe. The more that you just step forwards into next great choices and decisions, you're going to get back on that lovely flow, snowball flow snowball flow. And so it's just a process of keeping on, recommit to you, stay devoted. Now, I highly recommend that you check in with your wellness tree. If you go to the guide section of this group, you'll find the introduction to the wellness tree. It's a completely free guide for you. There's just over 2 hours of video trainings there for you, which take you through the tree. And you don't have to watch that before the challenge, but it will give you a really good indication of, you know, a good understanding of the tree and how you can really get clear on your why. If you're wanting to do like a little inventory, self-inventory to get yourself back on track, or to recommit, or to really start being more self-devotional, this is great, because you can check in with your vision, you can check in with like where you're headed. Who is the new version of you? Who is that? Really getting behind that energy, and ultimately that will be the embodiment. That will be, well, this is just who I am now. So keep going. It's a decision, right? It's either we keep going with all the you wouldn't be in this group if you were in this mindset, but it's like keep going with the asleep, unconscious habits and just live a really crap life in fear, and that just feels like death to me. Or be the student, stay devoted, stay committed, keep learning, hang loose, like live light, travel as the explorer, keep showing up, keep shining. You know, just it will come. It will come, and we're all learning, we're all growing together. So come to the challenge on the 19th inside this group. I'll be sharing more about it as we go forwards. Any questions at all, if you want any support, just send me a private message. Lots and lots of love to you. Take care and see you all soon.